Technology has become a defining aspect of modern sports. Coaches and athletes have an abundance of gadgets and data at their fingertips, and teams that embrace these tools can dominate their leagues. However, with so many advancements and innovations in the field, coaches now face the challenge of translating all this new information into practical decisions, on and off the field. FYTT empowers practitioners to solve this problem with tools that can turn data into real performance gains. Coaches and performance managers around the world use our software to collect performance and wellness data, create training programs, and automate the delivery of individualized training to their athletes. Using FYTT, coaches can train more athletes in less time, and with greater individualization than ever before. FYTT is organized like a typical sporting institution where you have an administrative organization that manages multiple sports teams. At the institutional level, you have a database of training content and performance metrics that you can utilize across all teams in the organization. We're going to quickly review the overall structure and organization of the platform, then show how everything fits together. The content hierarchy is pretty straightforward. You start at the bottom with exercises, which are used to build workouts, which are then used to build training sessions, which are combined to build progressions and programs, which can then be combined to build entire training plans. FYTT is designed to be modular and flexible, which allows you to create things once, then mix and match objects to quickly compose new content. However, you aren't limited to just the content in the database. You can build anything on the fly without having to have it built in your database first. Additionally, most anything you build on the fly can be copied to the database after the fact. So there's no right or wrong way to get started in FYTT. Performance metrics are the data points that you want to track about your athletes. There are three types of metrics: key performance indicators, or KPIs, key performance variables, or KPVs, and assessments. KPIs are designed to track specific parameters of key exercises, and they can also be used to prescribe those same parameters. A common example of a KPI would be something like a back squat 1 rep max. You could use this KPI to measure an athlete's peak ability, then subsequently use it to prescribe individualized exercise intensity in your programs. KPVs are not exercise specific. They are much more generic and open-ended. Coaches use KPVs to track variables like range of motion, minutes played, work ethic, and wellness factors like stress, fatigue, and soreness. KPVs cannot be used to prescribe exercise parameters, but they can be used in conditional logic to build decision trees, which we'll cover briefly later. Lastly, you can use assessments to group various KPIs and KPVs together to form testing batteries. You can also build custom formulas to create derived outputs from the KPI and KPV inputs. For example, you might collect several wellness metrics, then average them together in an assessment formula to create an aggregate wellness score. Scheduling and managing training content for individual athletes happens at the team level. Each team has its own roster, calendar, plans, programs, athlete groups, reports, leaderboards, and training log. The roster is the central hub for managing all data about your athletes. Athletes can be added to the roster by sending out a unique sign-up link for the team, which allows people to manually create an account on their own. You can also import athletes onto the roster in bulk using the Athlete Import tool. This feature enables you to upload athlete data by simply copying and pasting from an external spreadsheet into FYTT. Once all your athletes are on the roster, you can quickly search and filter athletes, adjust their group memberships, and use the spreadsheet-like interfaces to view and update all their key data points. Athlete groups allow you to easily segment athletes on the team by whatever construct you want: age, sport, skill level, etc. You can assign programs to an entire group, which makes it easy to organize your training around these constructs. Groups are especially powerful when used with conditional logic, which you can use to define the conditions for group membership. Whenever athlete data is changed, the conditional logic for each group is evaluated, and athletes are automatically added or removed from groups based on the logic you've laid out. Subsequently, athletes in each group will automatically receive any programs assigned to the group. This enables you to automate your decision-making process so that athletes get the right training at the right time without time-consuming, error-prone manual analysis. FYTT is unmatched in its ability to provide data-driven, individualized programming for athletes. Each team has its own library of programs, but you can also have a shared library of programs at the institutional level that can be shared across teams. Our software has the most powerful program builder available while being intuitive and easy to use. You can build completely from scratch, or you can copy existing workouts and sessions from your content database. When building from scratch, you can use the workout builder to write workouts directly into the program. The workout builder has a familiar, spreadsheet-like feel. Each row represents a single set of a given exercise. For each set, you can specify all the necessary parameters of the exercise, like reps, weight, speed, distance, etc. After building a set, you can right-click on a row to duplicate it several times, you can highlight multiple rows and edit them all at once, and you can generally navigate like a normal spreadsheet. In addition, most exercise parameters can be prescribed from KPIs that you've created. For example, weight could be prescribed as a percentage of a 1-rep max, time can be prescribed as plus or minus a few seconds from a base time, speed can be prescribed from a max velocity, and so on. This allows you to individualize workouts based on each athlete's measurements for the given KPIs. As you build your workouts, the program builder gives you several time-saving features. You can quickly drag and drop workouts from one session to another. You can copy a workout you've built to other sessions in the program, and you can copy workouts or sessions from your content library into the program. All these small interactions add up to big time savings, which frees you up to focus on more value-add activities as a coach. Another unique feature of the program builder is the progressions feature. Progressions are isolated sequences of workouts that progress from one stage to another throughout the program. For example, you might have an upper body progression on Tuesdays and Wednesdays that progresses in volume and intensity from week to week. The progressions interface allows you to quickly manage the entire sequence of workouts in one place. Programs can be created with dynamic workouts so that athletes will receive different prescriptions based on their group assignments. In this example, the program has some general workouts as well as dynamic workouts for the advanced group and the beginner group. When this program is assigned, everyone will follow the generic workouts, but only the athletes in the advanced group will receive the advanced workouts, and only the athletes in the beginner group will receive the beginner workouts. With this functionality, you can create a single program that adapts to the needs of different athletes depending on their assigned groups. Not only can you quickly build your programs for any training modality, you also have several methods for deploying programs that help maximize scale and efficiency while maintaining individualization and responsiveness to changing athlete needs. The most manual way to deploy a program is to schedule it directly onto the calendar. You can deploy it to any individual or group of athletes, and the program will show up on their schedule for them to follow. The calendar will show you who is doing what from week to week, and you can make changes on the fly to an individual session if the need arises. In addition to scheduling programs to the calendar, you can also build one-off sessions directly onto the calendar. So if you need to compose something for an unforeseen circumstance, you can quickly build it out. Another program delivery method is to attach a program directly to a group. With this strategy, athletes will be assigned the selected program whenever they are added to the group. You can manually add athletes to the group to trigger the program, or you can add conditional logic to the group that will automatically add athletes and assign the program when the conditions are met. Programs deployed in this way will also show up on the calendar, so you always have visibility into each athlete's schedule. Lastly, programs can be organized and deployed through a plan. The planning feature enables you to string multiple programs together for multiple athlete groups in a single interface so that you can map out training for all your athletes and visualize the big picture over a given period of time. Plans can span any time frame, an off-season, an annual plan, or even a quadrennial plan. In this example, we have a plan for an American football team. The plan makes creative use of the athlete groups feature to organize training around offensive and defensive groups, skill groups, time-based groups, and various other constructs. This enables coaches to manage all the moving parts for athletes with varied and complex training needs over the entire length of the training period. As with group programs, all programs scheduled through a plan will also show up on the calendar to enable easy execution and modification of training plans from week to week. For example, here is a plan that lays out programming for our beginner and advanced groups. We also have a third programming track for athletes that have been added to a hip mobility group. We are in the first week of the plan, and we can look at the calendar to see what has been scheduled for the week. If we have an athlete that belongs to both the advanced group and the hip mobility group, they will see the sessions scheduled for those groups in their individual interface. From an athlete's perspective, following their training and tracking their performance is simple. Each athlete has their own account, and they have access to their individualized programming, as well as any performance metrics, dashboards, and leaderboards you've made available to them. Once you've built out programming for your various groups and individual athletes, each athlete will receive individualized training based on their group membership and individual training assignments. When an athlete logs in on a mobile device, their scheduled training content is laid out for them on a day-to-day basis. For this day, the athlete sees 2 sessions, one from the program assigned to the advanced group and one from the program assigned to the hip mobility group. To record their training sessions, they simply start a session to open the training logger, which displays all the exercises for the session and calculates any individualized, KPI-based training parameters. They can log each set as prescribed, or modify the inputs based on what they actually did. Coaches also have the option to set up tablets for use at training stations within a facility. In self-assigned mode, the tablet interface allows any athlete at the institution to add themselves to the station to view and record their workouts. Multiple athletes from different teams can be on the same device at a station, and each one can view and record their workouts from any session on any day. This provides maximum flexibility to facilitate on-site training for complex and diverse programming. Hopefully you don't spend too much time looking at charts and dashboards, because FYTT will have largely automated any decisions you would have needed to make by manually analyzing data. But in the event that you need to share information with athletes or third parties, we've got you covered. Group profiles allow you to build reports for an entire team or specific athlete group. The report displays a table of all the relevant athletes and their metrics that you've added to the report. This example report shows a graph of athlete performance for 1 rep max KPIs over time. You can also build customized athlete profiles that display key metrics in a dashboard format using various chart types. The order, layout, and format of each dashboard element is fully customizable. As a coach, you can view the profile for any athlete on the team. If you make the profile athlete-facing, each athlete will be able to view their individual profile from their account. We've only scratched the surface of what you can do with FYTT, but other solutions don't even have half the functionality that we covered in this short overview. Our cutting-edge software enables collaboration between performance coaches, sports scientists, athletic trainers, and every other relevant discipline to deliver the most comprehensive care and the best possible programming, no matter what sport you coach or how many athletes you train. Using FYTT, coaches and athletes achieve better performance with decreased injury risk, while spending less time on mundane tasks and more time on high-value activities, like further developing the capabilities of your performance management team or increasing the revenue of your training business. Create your FYTT account today and join the next generation of trailblazing coaches who are shaping the future of sports performance management.